Hello guys, it is Jead and we have got a new promo R9 coming to the game and great to the game coming this Friday, similar to the one we had in FC24, but everyone's getting a little bit overhyped for it in my opinion, and I'll explain why. Now that doesn't mean there's not hype in the game, there's loads of things to be hyped about, loads of leaks, loads of 99 stats flying about with the World Cup. But I think people are getting this R9 wrong, and also we can make so many coins right now because EA have changed how SBCs worked, so let's jump into it. And guys, if you want to use players like this and just need that little extra boost, then you can get your cheap, fast, and most importantly, safe FC26 coins at eldorado.gg. They have 24/7 support, a money-back guarantee, and you can use code GEAD at checkout to get another 5% off your order. Link is in the description. I hope you guys have had a fantastic weekend so far watching the World Cup games. Honestly, it has been a little bit of fun. Staying up late, I am knackered. I watched the Brazil-Morocco game. I couldn't do the Scotland game. But if any of you guys watched it, let me know. This Buadi from Morocco. Morocco were cooking, man. I do not want England to get Morocco in one of the knockout games. They were cooking. They look way better than Brazil. We've got to start with a card who doesn't play their game for a few days still, so it's still a few days until they can get the upgrades. But the SBC we got yesterday, probably not even the most hyped SBC. This McAllister, there was a different one that everyone was talking about. But 95 rated McAllister with just bonkers stats. However, he's downvoted on Footbin, he's downvoted on FootGG, and he's downvoted because the price compared to his card. However, maybe I'm a little bit biased as a Liverpool fan. I think it's all right. The stats are broken. 4-star, 5-star is nice and what we expect on these cards. The in-games are broken. Like, look at the long shots and shot power. Just look at the in-game stats in general, right? His passing's basically 97, if you actually look at the in-game stats. His dribbling's bonkers. Everything's bonkers. And his playstyles, while not perfect, there's a very obvious one missing with tiki-taka. But he has the finesse, he has the incisive and ping, he has the intercept, which you really need. Technical's great. He doesn't have quick step or bruiser, so again, huge omissions there. But this is an upgradable card that will almost certainly get a playstyle plus, you would think, with him winning the knockout game. Maybe not guaranteed. But could easily get a tiki-taka plus, a quick step plus, get some more playstyles. Of course, go to a 99 like any card could. But Argentina do have a chance. He's about 480,000 coins, but I think it's the 10 squads that turns people off because squads like this are so hard to grind on this game, even when there's a really good fodder grind. It just takes time. Like, you've got to really put some effort into it. Getting 6 different squads, all above 90 rated, just getting that volume of cards, like the number of cards in those squads, is a little bit ridiculous. And I think that turns people off a little bit. But I think I'm going to be completing this card. We might even use him on the champ stream tonight with our 97 Peter Crouch, who we'll show you a little bit later. But we might use him on the champ stream tonight. And I'm kind of buzzing for it. I do want to use him. Not the best card in the game, but is what it is. So maybe like a 7 or a 6 out of 10 SBC there. But people were more hyped for the 10 times 85 summer tournament nation upgrade. So this is repeatable times 5, refreshes in 2 days, and of course expires at the end of the week. So all of that looks very, very similar. Very, very similar to what we had last time it was out. But the big difference is the requirements, right? And this links to how we can make some coins on this game now. Team of the week, team of the season, or as you will have seen, Fantasy of Football or Festival of Football players, minimum 1 in the start 11 in both of the squads. So the exact same requirements, just you can now use the Festival of Football players, which is basically the Path to Glory players. It does also include the captain's cards and a few of the other promos throughout the year, but all those cards are more expensive than these Path to Glory cards anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But these Path to Glory cards, the fodder ones, you guys will have noticed, are so easy to pack. Like these bottom end ones here, so easy to pack. You get so many of them, even the 91 rated, 92 rated, that it makes SBCs so much more completable. You don't need to go and spend 40,000 coins on Team of the Seasons. You don't need to go and do Team of the Week upgrades as much because you pack these cards loads in these 10 times 85s and in all the upgrades that are out right now. And because of it, not only is the SBC requirements great, but when we talk about the market later on, there's now a really, really broken, like simple passive income trading method on FC again because of what EA have done with this fodder, like with this like upgrade path and, you know, how they've made SBCs need these Fantasy of Football cards. Or I keep saying Fantasy of Football, Festival of Football cards, which means we can trade with them. Great, right? We'll talk about that later. But SBCs, in my opinion, pretty decent yesterday. But today, we've got a more hyped one coming. I don't know whether it's better, but it's definitely more hyped. So we'll talk about that when we look at leaks as well. And Evos, we didn't get a big Evo. The big Evo we're getting, I believe, is coming today. But we did get a nice chain Evo. Now, when you guys see chain Evos, what you don't want to see is improved rating. Because, of course, chain Evos, the whole point is you want to keep your card as low rating as possible. But I think this one's all right. The +7s to interceptions, acceleration, sprint speed, and the defensive stats. It does give rapid plus, but you can also use cards that are 3 playstyle plus. The sort of like perfect way to use this card is on a card that already has 3 playstyle plus and is a little bit more defensive, right? So I've got this Corvette centre mid here. Ideally, he'd be lower rated. I'd want to keep him as a 90, but he'd go from 90 to 93 pace, 92 to 95 defending, keeps his really nice playstyle plus, and hopefully can fit one more 91 Evo that is maybe coming out today. Ooh, spoilers. We're getting a 91 centre mid Evo today. It does look pretty nice, right? But that Corvette, for example, for me, might be who I use. If you've got a fullback that's already got 3 playstyle plus, or even a centre-back that's already got 3 playstyle plus, that could get the pace and the defending boost. It is pretty nice, right? And it's multiple repeatable. Is it 2 or 3? It's 2. The Shadow Step's 2 repeatable. It is pretty nice. It's just the fact that it improves the rating, so it's more of like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 Evo again, rather than that like sort of 9 or 10 out of 10 where it doesn't improve the rating. But to be honest with you, right, there's so many Evos right now in this game with the new season pass, the new objectives of all the like icons we get every single week. They give Evos. There's so many Evos on this game that we're now at the point, I'm officially going to say, we've crossed the border. You can make any Evo you want. You really can. You can just make any Evo you want now. If you don't believe me, get in the Discord and check some of the absolute like filth that gets put in there. It's disgusting. There's someone who's got a Cruyff whose lowest stat is 95 defending, broken. There's some, and it's 89 rated as well, broken. It's this one here. I posted it on Twitter the other day. Look at that. Look at that Cruyff. Shout out you. I can't remember your name in the Discord. My apologies. But 5-star, 89 Cruyff with 95 defending is the lowest stat. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? At the point in the game now where if you want an Evo to have certain stats and playstyles, you can pretty much just go and do it. It's like build your own Evos at the minute. So when we get Evos that come out that are chain Evos, yes, they're not perfect, but just adding another evolution into the mix that, you know, adds to these like millions of combinations is just broken. We might do an Evo. I've said this for a while, but it might finally do time for doing Evo video, because of how much out right now, where we talk about like the best chains or the best possible combinations of Evos. But yeah, another decent chain Evo, but the big one is coming later today. And then when we talk about objectives, nothing yesterday, but right now, all that's coming out really and all everyone cares about is token stuff. There's just more and more tokens coming out. We get the, is it in campaign, the Path to Glory Week 2 tokens? Yeah, Path to Glory Week 2 tokens. If you guys are not like me and you've not got your 2,000 tokens already, yep, this is really nice. Go and do it. You get some SP as well. Season Pass, you can now complete. You can be level 30, which is a little bit silly. The season was out about, 5 days ago. They've just released that much SP already, so you can already go and do the season. Even me, right? Even someone who barely plays and gets the SP for this game, we're already on level 15 nearly. And again, we've got so much outstanding SP that tonight on the stream, we'll probably get towards level 17, 18. Like, it's just ridiculous, right? So even if you're not someone who grinds the game too much, you'll probably already have a lot of SP. You'll probably already be quite high up on the season pass. And I imagine most of you guys have bought the season pass because of where we are in the game. It's quite easy to have coins to buy the season pass. And I've already used my 2,000 tokens. Let me know, has anyone done the main event Evo? And let me know down below, who have you done? I think we're all going for the main event Evo. It's now possible. It's been possible since Friday. Let me know who you guys have done. I have got 1 of 1 97 Peter Crouch. We're going to be doing a full 15 game champs run tonight with our 97 Peter Crouch and probably get, 9 wins, 8 wins? Who knows, man? He's funny to use up front, though. So happy I did this card and not Neymar or Messi, but maybe I'm a little bit weird. But with that, boys, that is all the content we've had recently. We've got some great content coming today. And again, that R9 card, Great to the Game, is coming on Friday. And I think it's really, really hyped. Great to the Game, by the way. The leakers are putting it out there like it should be better than Path to Glory. It should be a really good promo. And I think it will be, right? EA know they're at that point in the game now where they can just make things super high rated. Evos are getting broken. I think the promo will be great. I think the R9 hype is a little bit silly, and I'll explain why. It's going to be nothing like icon swaps. But let's jump into these leaks for the next few days. So that McAllister SBC, yes, a little bit overpriced, a little bit expensive, but Argentina are World Cup holders. Do I think they'll go back to back? Possibly not, no. But imagine you got a McAllister card with pretty much 99 in everything, 5 playstyle plus. I know, again, it'll come out at footies. I keep saying this when we show these like potential 99 cards. It's a little bit silly to look at. But I think it's a bit silly to not do these cards. If you're someone who's got the facilities, if you're someone who's fodder grinding, I think upgrade packs like the icon upgrades and things like that are silly right now. Go and do Pedro Neto. Go and do McAllister. You might want to wait until the SBC coming out today, but in general, go and do these cards that play for these bigger nations who can win the World Cup. And you might end up with a 99 rated card. I think there's no reason not to. But in terms of SBCs coming out, I believe it's today. A 96 rated end of an era Pateas card with these stats, these playstyle plus, and we've got the price and things. We know what is actually coming with this. So, what are your guys' thoughts on a ping, finesse, technical, incisive Pateas card? Almost certainly one I'll be doing because I love using 5-star central midfielders, and attacking playstyles like that should be beautiful. Hopefully she's got 11 or 12 playstyles as well total in game and makes it very, very usable. Now I don't need centre mids in my team. I've got De Bruyne, Rodri, etc. I'm still doing this card. I still really want the end of an era Pateas. Of course, the end of an era like actual card design is just beautiful as well, and it's expected to be 800k to 1 million coins. Do I think that is fair? I don't know. I actually don't know. I think I was hoping for a little bit less. I said before one of the other videos, 1 million coins plus. But what's made me like sort of maybe not rethink it, but look at this 95 McAllister card. Yes, 3 playstyle plus with big difference, but crazy in-game stats, lovely in-game playstyles, missing a few, obviously. Pateas to me looks very similar to the McAllister card. Now, you knew she was going to be more expensive. I don't want to be, kid yet. You knew she was going to be more expensive. But if this card does come in on the 1 million coin price side, if the cards on the market that were 1 million coins are just better than this card, in my opinion. Like, they just lost the other day, but look at Callan Hoglu from Turkey, right? I know they did lose, he's gone down, but 700,000 coins for stats like that, as well as 4 playstyle plus. Is he going to be as good as Pateas? Maybe not. Maybe not as hyped as well, but okay, maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. There's a crazy fodder grind. I just think I would like it a little bit cheaper. But yeah, crazy card. Probably one I'm completing, which means in 2 days we should have 2 crazy midfielder SBCs. Maybe you don't need to do both of them. Maybe you only go and do one of them. But let me know, which one would you do? McAllister or Pateas? And that is coming today. And it seems like centre mid content is just a theme, right? Centre mids on the game will probably crash a little bit. McAllister, Pateas, and a new 91 plus centre mid Evo, what I spoke about before. I don't know if it's coming today, but they often do big Evos on Sunday, so it makes sense. And it seems like it's coming today. Could be tomorrow. We get crazy stat boost. Oh, what a shock. It's an Evo, right? Pinged and incisive, max 3, which probably means the third playstyle's crap, because again, leakers have to hype things. I get it. And then low driven finesse long ball, all that good stuff, right? I always say with these big Evos, it literally does not matter until we see the cards in games. We're getting 4 playstyle plus cards, so if an Evo has 3 playstyle plus, they need to be insane stats wise, or we don't care. Now, of course, if we're getting towards the end of the season pass, like I just spoke about, we're getting towards those 4th playstyle pluses, like the finesse plus in the season pass, and you can add that as a 4th playstyle plus. And yes, you can make crazy cards, but still, it's a 3 playstyle plus Evo card, which means the stats need to be broken. So we need to see what it looks like in game. And when they're dropping cards like Pateas and like McAllister, this Evo has big chances to be a huge disappointment if the stats come out and they're just average. Like, this needs to be a huge stat upgrade, or we just don't care. Well, surely everyone's midfields now is getting massive upgrades, right? Evos, McAllister, Pateas has loads of cards. What about strikers, right? Is everyone's strikers going to get massive upgrades in the next few days or the next week? Probably, because the first card we've got to speak about, of course, coming tomorrow, not today, but in the gauntlet, is this Eto card. I've got to say Eto, because I'm getting shouted at saying Eto. Apparently, I say Eto in normal videos. So this Eto card is coming as a gauntlet reward tomorrow. Remember, it's a win 5 in a row, so is everyone going to get the Eto card? No, but he looks pretty nice. Will he be the most broken striker in the game? No, there's better Evo cards, but a 4 playstyle plus free, you know, quote-unquote free Eto card is very, very nice, and that's the first sign people might be starting to replace the strikers. But of course, the obvious one is this R9. So great to the game, R9 is coming to FC26, coming next Friday. And I'm going to try and be as honest. I don't want to overhype things for you guys. I don't want to lie to you and say it's going to be amazing. But the leakers do seem pretty chuffed about not only the cards coming in this promo, and we've got a few more leaked as well, but also the token side of it, right? The reward side of it. The side people can actually go and get and earn in game, and the side that becomes more fun to play and grind, the token side of it. Just by the way, they're speaking about it. So, exclusive R9 is set to come in Ultimate Team Greats of the Game promo. We have 10 plus huge names. I mean, that's kind of obvious, right? Because it's icons and heroes. Almost every icon and hero is a big name, right? Crazy, I know, but even the mid-tier icons, when they go into a promo like Great to the Game, get ridiculous stat boosts, right? Imagine like a Rio Ferdinand, pretty decent icon, put him into a Great to the Game card, and you've got the best centre-back in the game. So, expect to see some pretty ridiculous leaks. We're in the end game now. The big thing to note with this promo, if you did play FC24 Great to the Game, you guys will know these were live cards. They were linked to the tournament. They were live cards. Great to the Game in FC26 is not a live promo. There's cards like Samuel Eto'o, who are not in any tournaments right now. They are not in the World Cup, Cameroon. So he is not a live card. These are not a live promo. But apparently, according to the leakers, this will be the best promo of the year. Now, how many times have we heard that? So don't die on that sword. But this R9 could be broken, right? Believe it or not, an R9 card could be broken. The reason I'm saying don't be hyped for it is because everyone's sort of linking this back in their minds to the Icon Swaps R9. This is just going to be a promo card on the market. We are 95% sure, which means he's going to be like every R9 promo card that's super broken, 10 to 15 million coins, probably towards 15, probably extinct for part of the promo, if not most of it. Not in packs, not possible to use unless you're someone like me who's just got silly coins, right? And I know that it's no one really has that, right? Like, how many people have 50 million coins plus they can spend on an R9? I get to use this card, that's great, but even me, I'll use him for a few games, sell him because he's that expensive, and then move on. This is nothing like the Icon Swaps one. Like, how am I dead in an R9? But what happens with these promos is that we get these crazy names leaked. Like, think about Trophy Titans, right? Do you remember Trophy Titans Hazard getting leaked? Everyone was crazy hyped for it. No one really packed him. I'm sure one or two of you guys did, but no one really packed him. No one goes and buys him, and you just move on. What you actually care about is the SBCs and now the token rewards. So I don't want to say it's going to be bad because there seems to be saying that the tokens is going to be really nice as well. Like, from what we're seeing, the token store, the champ store, everything will revolve around Great to the Game, obviously. And it could mean that the promo is insane, but I'm just not too hyped about big names are coming in packs because, like, you're not going to be able to pack them, right? These Icon Hero cards are in the promos like Trophy Titans. The bad ones are really easy to pack. The good ones are really hard to pack. We've also got, though, Rivellino and Kempes coming. So they were icons that were, put into this game for this promo, and that is pretty hyped. I always do like when we get new icon cards. Maybe not going to be, as good as an R9, but getting new icon cards, that for me is a little bit more hyped. It's something else to chase, Yeah, I'm more likely to go and buy these cards and try out cards I've literally never used in FIFA before since playing back like 12 years ago. That for me is very, very hyped. But I just think the R9's getting a bit too much attention right now, considering the fact no one's going to get him. All that being said, I do want to say, I think next week will be insane on the game for 2 reasons. One, you got to think about it like this, right? Great to the Game's not a live promo, but it'll have crazy tokens, SBCs, like crazy cards, right? And a lot to play for. EA are getting to that point. They're starting to realize it's the end of the game. They're starting to release stuff kind of like, not for free, but, the pack grind's getting a lot better, that kind of side of it. Evos are getting crazy. But also, cards are still getting upgrades, right? We've still got these Path to Glory cards. And we're going to speak about market now and making some crazy coins because all these cards are starting to get, 99 stat upgrades. The World Cup will still be well and truly in spirit next week and the week after, which means that you've got almost 2 things happening at once. Great to the Game will be, oh my God, look at this Great to the Game promo. And then still look at all these Path to Glory, still getting upgrades, +1s, 4th playstyle pluses, getting towards the final. That combined, World Cup games and stuff, well, not towards the final. That's a little bit ahead of ourselves. But that, side of live promo getting upgrades with the Great to the Game should make for a really nice week on this game in FC26. And as you can see, typical leaker stuff. I don't know about all the Ultimate Team Champions token rewards, but the promo looks insane. Maybe save some Champs tokens is the move. And we've, of course, got all these card designs. I don't know which one's which. I know that's obviously Path to Glory. I don't know which one's the Great to the Game Champs rewards. I think it might be this blue one here. It's like, the current one that Madueke's in. It might be this one here, like Great to the Game Champ rewards. If it's going to be icons and heroes only, that to me is so much more hype than cards like Madueke, cards like Berhalter and Dani Olmo. Maybe saving Champs rewards is the play. Now, I'm not going to do that. We're going to be on stream tonight begging for 11 wins because we want the 3 of 12 93 plus pick, which we got Araujo and De Bruyne in last week. I'm going to be grinding for that with my 97 Peter Crouch. Get yourself there, by the way. But yeah, I think maybe it is worth saving. If you're someone that doesn't care about this Path to Glory team, if you're someone that prefers taking like cards over the packs, I do think icon and hero cards, if they're one of these like designs next week and they have no playstyles, you can put your own playstyles on them. Being able to, and this is not confirmed. I'm not sure they will be be able to put your own playstyles on them. But I think that's what's happening. You'll be able to put icons and heroes with your own playstyles. That's never happened before. Think about Foot Birthday. Think about like all the cards I've had recently. All the icons already have playstyles baked onto them, right? So if that is the case, and we can put playstyles and playstyle pluses on icons and heroes, and it's for free from Champs rewards, that's fantastic. And I do think it could mean that Champs tokens, the grind is very hype again. And just before we move on to market and making some coins, as you'll see, I will leave you with this. I don't know how much you guys believe in leakers and how much of it's just hype bait or whatever, but someone said it'll be like FC24 and we'll be there. FC24, if you didn't know this promo, everyone loved it, right? I'm sure a lot of you guys didn't play it as well as did play it, but a lot of people love this promo. It was just great. It's a great time to be on the game. It was really fun and one of the best promos of that game. It is better, apparently, than FC24. How much you believe that? Like, how much, how much stock you put in that? Who cares? It doesn't matter, right? You got to believe people or you've got to, not believe them when it comes to leakers. It's 50-50, but if it is anywhere near FC24 and it is better than it, then we're in for a great time on this game. Just for grinding, playing the game, enjoying it, using 97 Peter Crouch. So hopefully, we will be there. But let's talk Path to Glory. Let's talk market. World Cup is in full swing. Everyone is trading one type of cards and one type of cards only, and that is these Path to Glory cards. As you can see, you guys would have seen on stream, not on stream, on one of the videos the other day. We spoke about buying cards, and I give you a few of my favourites. Alphonso Davies is at the same price, a little bit more than we bought him for, if you want to sell that, and he did fine, because obviously Canada did not win the game. Pulisic has done amazing. He's actually up quite a lot from when I actually last sold mine. So I bought about 220, sold most of them about 290, 295, because I want coins liquid, obviously, to trade on this account. And he's up at like 320, 330. Pulisic has done insane. People are backing the Americans to go on and win more games in the group. They look amazing. Should get +1. Could even get a 4th playstyle push. People are loving the USA team at the minute. I'm not that sure, but people are loving the USA team. I'm always going to sell to then reinvest my coins. Personally, how I do it. But maybe you hold this card. Could easily go towards 350, 400,000 coins. At the end of the day, has an absolutely broken card with broken playstyle plus. And if you got Game Changer as well as maybe like an Incisive or Finesse plus to this card, unbelievable. That is unbelievable. So Pulisic maybe is a hold, but we have made some ridiculous coins on him. Shout out if you went all in on a card like Pulisic. Brahim Diaz, I sold mine at 220s. He's up to like 240, even though they only drew to Brazil, because people are now looking at this Moroccan super team and they realise, after watching that game against Brazil, this Morocco team are not messing about. People didn't realise how good they still were. I doubted them. Coming into this tournament. Brahim Diaz has a crazy card already and looks like he's up to 250,000 coins, as they should easily beat Scotland and Haiti, to be honest, after watching that performance. But again, with the World Cup, you never do know. The one card that sat a little bit still is Simeone, although lazy sales are still broken on this card. Some of them are more realistic for 113. Sometimes you get sales at 176. I have no idea why lazy selling and lazy buying happens on this game to this level, but it does. Did really well on the Ruben Diaz cards, and he's starting to get more and more as people realize Portugal do really well. Again, if you ask why I'm selling, I always just sell my cards to reinvest. It's always how I've done it. But of course, feel free to hold these cards a little bit further. The one card even I'm holding and only getting sales on late, 135k. Why do people buy this, man? But the one card I'm still really holding, and you'll see that, you know, I'm not looking to sell anytime really soon, is the Simeone cards. And that is just because Argentina don't play for a few days. I believe this card has room to go, right? He went from 90,000 coins. He's currently 105,000 coins. I think before the Argentina game, or maybe if they win the game, maybe I hold into the game, I think this card goes up to 130 or 140,000 coins possibly. So I'm currently just sat lazy selling, trying to get as many sales as I can, scam sales, but I'm sure I will sell him closer to the time when the game is out and then reinvest in some of these Team 2 cards, which we can speak about now, right? 99 stats are already happening. Like I say, use these trackers. The Foot GG one, actually, I'm starting to prefer. I used to say the Footbin one. Now I'm preferring the Foot GG one. Do you know what I mean? I have no bias over here. But so far, we've got Jimenez, Alvarez for the Mexico game, Castrop, who no one really took from tokens rewards, the Lee Kang-in, who I was the first person in the world to pack. I'm pretty sure we packed him at 6 minutes, like 6 p.m. on the dot when he came out. Pulisic obviously getting the upgrade, and USA Robertson getting the upgrade. And of course now, after the games yesterday / last night in the morning or today, Australia and Scotland getting the upgrade. So that's Ferguson and Iran Kunda. Is that his name? Iran Kunda? Have I nailed that? Let's have a look. Iran Kunda nailed it, and he has flown up in price, doubled in price, 25,000 coins. The reason this happens, by the way, if you're wondering why do some cards fly and some cards don't, it's all about expectations, in-game performance, and of course, you know, the last one is obviously like results wins. So Australia win, he might have gone up 5, 10, 15k. He had a crazy in-game performance, scored that goal, so people just buy them more. Even though it's got nothing to do with upgrades, people just like buying the card more when they do well. But also expectations was big with this game, right? Australia just played Turkey, and what you'll see is in their group, they've got USA and Paraguay. And everyone, if you rank this on sort of statistics, probably thought Turkey was the hardest game, maybe USA because they're the home nation, like 50-50. And then Paraguay's the easy game. But they've just 2-0 against Turkey. I didn't watch the game, by the way. I didn't know if like it was 50-50, but they beat Turkey 2-0. Paraguay, they should win. Again, in theory, should win, which means they should get another stat upgrade if they can win all 3. They should definitely get out of the group now and get towards, you know, getting the +1. So people have gone and bought Iran Kunda. Whereas if a card like Vinicius for Brazil wins, people already expect them to win, so they don't often do as well. But he is absolutely flew in price. Ferguson for the Scotland is starting to rise as fodder price because he's a 93 rated card already. But some lovely stat boosts across this board. You got Lee Kang-in, 96, 96, 96, 96. Now, Jimenez got a +3 in shooting because he got 99 finishing. Robinson got a kind of, you know, stuffed a little bit because he got 99 slide tackle as his defending boost, which can just means nothing. And that's why these upgrades are at the end of the day a bit of a gamble. It's why I always sell in the hype, right? Pulisic got 99 acceleration, hence why he's going up further and further. And, you know, I sold in the hype, but he's just done even better. Oh, he's back down now at 310. But that's why I sold in the hype, right? Because he could have got a stiff. He actually got 99 acceleration, and this card looks to be broken. If anyone's used this Pulisic card, let me know. But he looks to be absolutely insane anyway without his stat upgrade. So he looks to be a little bit broken. Then today, we've got Germany against Curacao, Netherlands, Japan in the morning, Ivory Coast, Ecuador, Sweden, Tunisia, and then into some games tomorrow. And there's some huge names for these clubs. Netherlands, Japan's the big one because a lot of people have Cody Gakpo as an SBC card. But you've also got that Frankie de Jong from Team 1, who is 3 million coins already up in price a little bit. Oh, he's back down now. He was 3.25 before. Back now down to 3.15. He could be a little bit of a buy if you want to sell him before the game. But honestly, I'm not so sure about Netherlands, Japan. It's scaring me a little bit. You've then also got Sweden, Tunisia coming like tonight, tomorrow morning kind of thing. Isak in Team 2, of course, is playing for Sweden. And these cards are in packs. They're a little bit different, right? He's up 100,000 coins. These impact cards moving up and down loads of like, you know, as to get packed and put on the market. And then people go and buy them for the games. And of course, Germany later playing Curacao. So Musiala has slowly crept up from sort of, I think, 2.5 at his lower price. He's now up towards 2.8 because people kind of realized Curacao should be a free win. And this Musiala card's broken as it is, so he's starting to do really, really well. The problem with these cards is, because they're playing Curacao, if Germany do win, he probably stays the same price. Like, he doesn't go up just because, again, everyone expects them to beat Curacao anyway. Whereas the Curacao cards might do a lot better if they somehow beat Germany, right? I hope that makes sense. So keep an eye on these fixtures. Keep an eye on the Foot GG, the Footbin trackers for the stats upgrades. And yes, I'm definitely going to start looking at buying some Team 2 cards very, very soon, right? I don't know exactly which ones we want just yet because there's games all over the place. Games today. I probably want cards that are maybe playing in some of these later games, you know what I mean? Maybe some of the Argentina cards, England, Croatia cards. You got a Bukayo Saka. That'll be very, very interesting. Some of them cards, especially from Team 1. If you can still get Team 1 cards at decent prices, because they're not already in packs anyway, that is fantastic, right? Because they can't get any more supply, really. They can't get any more tradable supply. So that is great. And then, of course, Weeks 2 is going to be a little bit weird because you're going to get some cards that have 99 stats, but there's no upgrade for winning 2 games. So let's say Germany beat Curacao. Their second game against Ivory Coast is a little bit not as important. But how do you make coins on these cards? I spoke about it before with SBCs. EA changed SBCs, and we can now make a lot of coins on these cards. And it's because these cards now move like fodder cards because they're required for SBCs. So cards like Hannibal, cards like Karaskila, Boxall, as you can see, nothing is now 11,500 coins like it was when we last checked. these cards all climb up to 13,000 coins. But what you can do, even though they're not worth anything apart from SBC fodder, you can buy them in the mornings pretty easily. As you can see, when these cards dip to 13,000 coins, snipes and bids on them at like 12. It's just so easy. You'll go and do it yourself. Don't try and bid at 11 discard. You'll just get outbid and you won't be able to win any cards. But bid at like 12, 12 and a half, just a little bit above discard, right? Bid on these cards, any of the fodder ones. Sell them at content on lazies. If you have nothing else to do on this game, have 100 transfer list or however many coins you've got of these fodder cards, bought at 12, selling at sort of 15 to 16, especially at content time. So from about 5 p.m. list them, UK time, all the way up to like 8, 9 p.m. every single night. You will sell between, I would say, 10 of these cards if you don't lazy sell very well. But if you do the right way that we normally do it, probably lazy sell up to like 30 or 40 of these cards. If you do it right, list them every hour, list them at different prices. And you'll make, what is that? I don't know, like 100 to 300 to 400,000 coins a day by doing no work. It's so broken, but it'll work so well. If you can do it and you can choose the team 1 cards that are no longer in packs, I would do that because they can only really rise, right? The discard ones, they're no longer in packs. You can do the team 2 cards, but just know if you are doing the team 2 cards, try and get lower prices because these cards are in packs right now. They should be easier to get bids on, easier to get snipes on. So try and get a little bit lower prices. They could also drop in price, right? If you buy these cards at 13 and then they, the team lose or they're no longer needed in SBCs or whatever, they could drop to 12 or 11,000 coins because they're still in packs. So if you can, try and get the team 2 cards a little bit cheaper, but they should work as well. And if you still want to punt at a little bit more of an expensive card, I still think Simeone as more like an expensive card from Team 1, no more supply. Definitely a bit more of a gamble at this price if you can get him at 100,000 coins on like bids and stuff. Definitely more of a gamble because you are maybe holding him into the Argentina game. But still, one of my favourite cards of how good he is, especially if Argentina just get the upgrades everyone thinks they will. And once again, everyone's favourite time of the week, 85s, boys. It is that time. They are at discard. I don't know why. It's so funny how easy coins have been this year. You just look at daily graphs and 85s. But once again, 85s are at discard. I think last Wednesday they rose up to about, or it was Thursday night, they went 2,000 coins. Buy these cards at 700 coins. You're nearly tripling your coins if they go to 2k again on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday night. So if you can really be bothered, put all your coins into 85s. Wait until Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, triple your coins, and just do that every single week. And apart from that, enjoy the Evos, enjoy the SBCs, and play the game, and you'll have enough coins for pretty much everything you need, apart from that 97 R9 card that is coming next Friday with Great to the Game. Boys and girls, have a fantastic rest of your weekend and next week. Let me know down below what has been the best World Cup game you have seen so far. For me, I really enjoyed the first half of Morocco-Brazil. Second half was a little bit boring. But let me know what's been the best World Cup game. Of course, subscribe if you are new. Great to the Game leaks will be coming out across the next few days. Like that R9 card, official stats, and all the token rewards. So subscribe for all that content. And until next time, I'll see you all in a bizzle.